Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back once again here to talk about Impact Wrestling, here to talk about the review and my top 9 takeaways from Against All Odds. I'm about to hop into that right now. Feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified of every video that I make. So, we're going to hop right on into this thing, not going to waste any more of your time. My first takeaway is a LAX Lucha fight, not a match. LAX came down with Conan. They wanted a piece of the Lucha Brothers. They wanted it now. So they got it. What we got was an all-out fight, a ruckus, a brouhaha, if you will. We had security guards involved. We had tables involved as well. It was a well-done segment. I enjoyed every bit of it, and it hypes up the future match. We will be getting Full Metal Mayhem at Rebellion. I cannot wait for that. That match was agreed to later on in the night. Well-done segment. Didn't give away too much. Set up the next chapter of LAX and Lucha Bros fantastically. So my next takeaway is Scarlett picks up the victory. We had Scarlett Bordeaux versus Glenn Gilberti. Like, the distaste that I have for Glenn Gilberti being on Impact Wrestling in 2019 is just through the roof. But we got the match. I'm not even getting to the match because I'm just not that interested in Glenn Gilberti. But they at the least told a good story. Scarlett Bordeaux was the plucky underdog. Glenn Gilberti was the big bad villain. And Scarlett Bordeaux would go on to pick up the victory with the powerbomb, a nice powerbomb. She would pick up the victory, and I am glad that this feud is over. Scarlett Bordeaux can move on to bigger and better things in the knockout division going forward. So my next takeaway is Josh Alexander. Look, I'm not familiar with this Josh Alexander cat, but I enjoyed the video package that they ran for him. Impact always does a phenomenal job with their production team, and they always do a great job of introducing newer characters that we haven't seen yet. So I'm interested to see what he's all about. Josh Alexander, we'll see going forward how they use him. My fourth takeaway is the Queen is back. So, the promo ran last week of the lady in the park. The lady just so happened to be none other than Madison Rayne. So, I'm very interested. Madison Rayne had a great promo. Talked about her list of accomplishments in Impact Wrestling. She ran down the ladies in the Knockouts division that she would be coming after. And I thought it was well done. I thought the promo was well done. I thought the video package was well done as well. And I'm interested to see how she is used going forward. My fifth takeaway is Gail done had it. We had Gail Kim come down. She had to give a public apology to Tessa Blanchard, had to resign from her position in Impact, and Tessa Blanchard was just working her over. Tessa Blanchard was just letting her have it. She wanted to know why Gail had to apologize. Gail tried to say sorry, and Tessa just wasn't letting her off the hook. She even went on to say that her era was known for bra and panties matches and nothing else. Tessa was just letting her have it. The best combination of a wrestler and personality as far as the women goes in all of wrestling today, Tessa Blanchard is just phenomenal. So as for this segment, Gail Kim also said that yes, she's resigning, but under one condition. She wanted another match with Tessa Blanchard, and she laid out Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard bailed as well to end the segment. It was well done, and we would have ourselves a match at Rebellion. Tessa Blanchard and Gail Kim. Rebellion is shaping up to be a phenomenal pay-per-view. Gonna be great. So, my next takeaway is OVE craziness. We had OVE backstage, and they had Fulton, and they were going through some type of initiation process. Opening video to Fulton, and Sami Callihan called him Mad Man Fulton. I guess that's what he's going by now. And a well enough done package backstage OVE randomness. I enjoyed it. We'll see how they use Fulton going forward. My next takeaway is a count out. So we had Tonya and we had Jordynne Grace. And they would face off. Initially, the pace was slow as Tonya controlled the offense early. But as we came off a break, Jordynne Grace picked up the offense and the match got going really good. And before the match could really pick up, Johnny Impact came down as Tonya came down with a rib injury. Tonya Valkyrie would pick up the count out and pick up the count out loss, excuse me. I was wondering why Jordynne Grace was just standing there. I was like, well, roll her back into the ring. But Jordynne Grace gets the win, but on a count out, I was initially upset about it. But that also brought down Brian Cage. He wanted to get himself a piece of Johnny Impact. That brought down Killer Kross. He attacked Brian Cage, and we had ourselves a match. But before I get into that, I didn't like how the ladies were just a subplot to whatever Johnny Impact has going on with Brian Cage and Killer Kross. I thought that they could have did that in a different way, but it is what it is. At the least here, I did not like the count out, but at the least, Jordynne Grace did not take a pinfall loss, and it's looking like we're going to have Jordynne Grace and Tonya at Rebellion, where Jordynne Grace picks up the victory with the title. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll see how it all turns out. My next takeaway is Brian Cage gets screwed again. So Killer Kross versus Brian Cage. I enjoyed this match. I enjoyed the story that they told. Killer Kross was working over the arm of Brian Cage so that he cannot lift him up into his power maneuvers. I thought this was a well-done match, but once again, we had extra interference as Johnny Impact would come down. Tonya hit the low blow. We got the Doomsday Saito, and we got a strange happening here. They tried to run another ref storyline where the ref screws over Brian Cage, but in this instance, the referee's hand did not even hit a 3 count. Like, we got the 2 Doomsday Saitos, and we got a 2 count. We didn't even get a 3 count, and like, Killer Kross picked up the victory. And I understand if they would want to run a rough angle, but at least like make it believable. Now, this rough angle was like the referee just hit 2 and he randomly called for the bell. I guess we'll see how it turns out going forward from here. So my last takeaway is Bunny farewell. Farewell to the Bunny Alley. We had the Undead Realm, and last week I was here. I was like, look, I want some craziness. I don't want it to just be a regular match. And boy, did I get some craziness indeed. Rosemary and Allie came down, and they were making their way down to the ring. We had this strange music playing, and then we look up, and there's James Mitchell being a Bruce Buffer, introducing the match and the craziness that's about to happen. So we started the match, and Rosemary started off against the Reptile from Lucha Underground, and Rosemary had to build her way up into Su Yung, and she got rid of Reptile really fast. She got rid of him with a monkey wrench, and then after that, we had a tag team come up, and she got rid of them with a meat cleaver, and it was on from there. Su Yung hopped into everything, and we eventually got to a spot to where Allie is standing over Rosemary, and she's getting ready to kill her, and Rosemary is like, do it, and Allie could not bring herself to do it, and eventually we get down to it, and we have Allie in the ring. We have Su Yung in the ring with Rosemary, and we get the reveal. Strangely enough, James Mitchell was on the rep way with Kiera Hogan, and we have the craziest reveal ever. The master of the Undead Realm, Kevin Sullivan, is revealed. It was like Vince revealing himself as the higher power. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. So Kevin Sullivan reveals himself, and he tells Rosemary that, you know what, you know how this is going to end more than anybody else. So right after he says that, Su Yung charges in. She's going for Rosemary and connects with Allie. She slits Allie's throat, and Allie falls down. She dies a death. She disappears to All Elite Wrestling, and we're left with Rosemary and Kiera Hogan in the ring, and that's how we would close the broadcast. So that is very interesting. We have finally paid off the storyline with Rosemary and Allie. It's sad to see Allie go. I thought that she was such a big a face for Impact Wrestling, for the Impact Wrestling Knockouts. I hate that they let her get away, but it is what it is. It was a well done match. Decent enough. I wouldn't put it up there with your final deletions, with your great wars, but it was great in its own right. So that is it for my review, my Impact Wrestling review and takeaways. Let me know your thoughts, whether that's in the YouTube comments or on Twitter at 2SweetPod or at OMG Corey B. Let me know your